Morning folks, thought I would just showcase some endgame content for the Ice Shot Voidfletcher build. There's going to be 3 clips that you're going to be seeing. This is a 5-way Legion fight. The second clip is going to be a UberElder, and there's also going to be a level 300, I think it was, depth 300 Lich with a few mods on it. If you're currently looking at the clip wondering why does he have Soul Eater, please ignore that. I accidentally activated a prophecy that gives me a random mod, and it happened to be Soul Eater. I actually portal out and demonstrate the build without that because, yeah, that's not realistically a showcase of the build, I understand that. But the build absolutely can complete this fight deathless, as I will show, without the buff. It was just complete RNG that happened. I didn't actually know that was a thing that you could do, so you could always proc that prophecy when you go to attempt one of these fights, and maybe you get a little bit of extra DPS to help you, maybe you don't. So yeah, you can do that. The build itself has been a real joy to watch. I think it looks pretty damn cool. When sometimes I've looked back at footage, I think the explosions look neat, and it's been a joy to play as well. Pretty much, it's probably the character I've played the longest. I've reached level 96, so people ask me how tanky it was. If you play it correctly and you don't play like a fool, like I sometimes do, you can do UberElder deathless, which I have done. I'll show you that. 5-way fight deathless, which I have done. That's fine. I leveled from 93 to 96, and I died twice. How did I die? I got cocky at 95% to 96, ran some incredibly rippy acid caverns maps with every mod on the sun, about 10 sextants, and also like beyond on it, and I got one shot by I think a syndicate member spawning off screen and somehow one-shotting me, and the other one I think was a freeze box or something like that. So yeah, those are 2 pretty frustrating deaths, but apart from that, it feels relatively tanky. Now, it is evasion, it is dodge, so obviously when you're dodging, you're just taking no damage and you're dishing it out. If you don't dodge and you don't evade, yeah, it doesn't really have any mitigation, but you know, it's a bow build, it is what it is, it's fast, it does damage, and I just thought I'd showcase some of the actual footage if you're interested in it. So yeah, Lich, UberElder, and just some other endgame stuff there in the clips. As always, my YouTube channel for the past year has been basically kicked off the partner channel, demonetized, Machinima closed down. I can't get any IRL currency from this channel, so I don't run adverts, I don't run anything like that. If you want to support me, there are links in the description, and there are also ways to do it. You know, Twitch Prime, you can watch for free, just be in the chat and talk. Just leave a comment or leave a like. These are free ways you can support me. If you want to go a step further, there are ways to do that. I don't expect it, but if you want to and you like the content, that's great. There's an option there for you. This boss here sometimes is a little bit of a pain for the build, because obviously you have to sit in the beam and tank it. And they can get a little bit rippy, but even there, you know, I did take a hit off him, so you know, not official tank build, 5.7k life, and I think I've really enjoyed playing the character. Now, the gear, if you look at my profile, isn't the gear I used whilst recording this. This was done on 2 6-links. I didn't have the current Watcher's Eye that I bought. I bought a really expensive Watcher's Eye. The reason for that was simply I got a really expensive Watcher's Eye drop. It was 20 exalts that sold, and I thought to myself, if I'm ever going to buy an expensive Watcher's Eye, this'll be it. So I went out and I bought a crit and added cold damage, so I bought a double hatred jewel. It was 28 exalts. It's not worth 28 exalts. I put it on, it really hasn't made that much difference, to be honest, but when you're trying to min-max, every little help. I guess it effectively gives my barrage an extras. Gives my barrage a 7th link, but yeah, I didn't use that in this video. I've yet to try any endgame content with the new jewel, as I've been playing a little bit of teamfight tactics, and I've actually been enjoying that. I don't really know what's going on in it, but it's pretty fun. If anyone's ever heard of teamfight tactics, seems pretty fun. So I won't bore you too long with the voice of me. I'll cut myself out now. I'd just like to say, yep, thanks for those that still tune in, those that watch, those that leave the nice comments. you're basically the only reason I'm doing this, because there's no other reason. I'm not a partner or anything, I can't do anything like that. So yeah, this channel pretty much died off, and sometimes I feel a buzz and I'll make a video. So I appreciate those that hang around for when I get that buzz again and I make a video. As you can see, it's dealing with bosses pretty comfortably. And I don't know how many bosses I ended up killing, but I got through almost 3 3/4 lines of loot on my own. I didn't actually make any currency on this. The next clip's going to be your UberElder. Again, yeah, the build can do it, but honestly, the Shaper currently, I will make one note before I leave. The Shaper in this zone can basically either fuck you over or not. Currently, at the time of recording, the Shaper is still bugged to my knowledge, and when you go into the zone, the Shaper constantly jumps around, so when you barrage, he'll then jump, barrage, jump, and your explosions never really hit him because he's constantly jumping. Now in this one, when I loaded in, the Shaper just played normally, and I was able to do the fight deathless, and it was nice and comfortable. But the ones where the Shaper constantly jumps around can make it very, very awkward. Last thing before I go, as I'm remembering stuff I wanted to point out, I've always struggled with UberElder performance, and performance in the game in general. Now I'm not saying that this has fixed the issue completely, because the game does still run poorly, I believe. But I did a full reinstall, and most of, if not all of my lag from UberElder and other zones has gone. I think maybe some of my files got corrupted. I don't know, there's been so many patches since I last installed. My install was like 4 years ago, and I've never reinstalled. So if you are having trouble with the game, maybe do a full reinstall. I play on the standalone client, if that's any news to you, but yeah. And the last clip you'll see is a lich. So yeah, thanks for watching, peace out.
How am I doing?
My mana is gone.
What one awards against fucking Nika? What flask is it?